Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the College Launchpad STEM Virtual College Fair powered by StriveScan. My name is Sibel. I'll be your facilitator for this evening's session. Now, I am super excited to be here with these institutions. There are some amazing schools and universities here to tell you a little bit about themselves, but also their STEM programs. So we will get started in just a minute, but I do have some housekeeping items just as a reminder. Remember that you are muted and your video is turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. But you're probably wondering, well, Sibel, I have so many questions. Where in the world do I put my questions then? That in and of itself is a great question. You will go ahead to your Zoom toolbar and click on that Q&A button, and that is where you will be able to type in your questions to the presenters at any point in time. Now, I stress at any point in time. We only have about a 45-minute session. It is about an appetizer session, a little bit of each school. So it is important that you do take the entire session and ask your questions all throughout and not at the last minute. We will not have a live Q&A with your questions at the end, unfortunately. So it is important that you type those questions in to the representatives at any time throughout and not at the end. Now, also, I do want to ask a favor. If you could please put the school's name within the question, that would be super appreciated. Once again, put the school's name within the question, just so we know who the question goes to. Also, sign up for more sessions. This is one out of many college presentations that are offered. So you can check out the website to sign up for more of those. And you know what? Maybe mom missed out on tonight, or a friend wants to check out these schools, or maybe you have a cousin or a brother or sister or someone else that wants to relive the fun with you. Well, they can absolutely do that because all of these sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. Without further ado, I'd love to get started. Our first school up for our session tonight is the Cooper Union.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us all today. So I'll get started. The Cooper Union is located in the East Village in New York City, and I am the Director of Admissions for the School of Engineering. And I'm having a hard time going to the next slide. Okay, here we go. So the Cooper Union's actually got a lot of really fascinating history. It was founded in 1859 and was one of the first schools to admit across race, across gender, across socioeconomic status. It was where the origins of the NAACP, the Society for Women Engineers, the women's suffragette movement all began. It's also the site where Abraham Lincoln gave his very famous Right Makes Might speech and launched his campaign. So as I mentioned earlier, Cooper is located in the East Village, which is actually one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York City. And these three buildings are essentially our campus. So the first building on the left is our engineering campus. And if you're ever in the neighborhood, if you're in the East Village, I really encourage you to take a peek inside because architecturally it is stunning. So this is where our labs are, classrooms are. It also houses art studios as well. In the center is our art and architecture school, as well as a great hall where many of those great events that I just discussed take place. The third building on the right is our first year residence hall, and it's where first years stay. So all three buildings are within like a 5-minute walk of each other. So it's really great that way. So a couple things to know about Cooper that I think make it really special and unique. It's a really small school, so we only have programs in engineering, art, and architecture. And for about, I would say about 130 to 140 engineering students enter each year across 5 majors, about 25 architecture students and about 70 art students. So everybody gets to know each other really well, and it creates all sorts of opportunities for collaboration. The other really important thing to mention is that faculty get to know you really well because it's such a small school. So they'll get to know you for the duration of your 4 years at Cooper. And in doing so, it creates all sorts of opportunities for independent study, for research, and just general mentorship. At Cooper, there is an emphasis on project-based experiential learning. We learn by doing, and that starts as early as your first semester, where students across majors and disciplines work together on a project around social impact. So classes are really small. It says 15 to 30, but they're actually even smaller, typically around 20. And as you progress towards your junior and senior year to get even smaller than that. I should also add that we offer a lot of graduate classes. So about almost all students at Cooper will have taken at least one graduate class by the time they graduate, but many have taken a lot more. We have a very engaged alumni. And the other thing I really want to emphasize is that all of the education is informed by social impact, very much in keeping with our value and tradition. So we have 5 majors, electrical, civil, mechanical, and chemical engineering, where you get a bachelor's of engineering. And we also have a general engineering program, which is a Bachelor of Science, and it's more for students that are interested in having an engineering foundation, but might want to pursue medicine or law or business or something like that. So one of the really cool things about Cooper, even though its size, is that there are an enormous range of labs and facilities. So a bioengineering lab, an autonomous vehicle lab, a maker space, everything from concrete mixing and acoustics and vibrations, you name it. So another really great facet of Cooper is residence life. So it's in the East Village, which is it's an incredible place to be a student, just academically, socially, professionally, all sorts of opportunities for internships and research. The engineering school has a study abroad program where you receive funding support and credit to pursue research or projects over the summer in places like Guatemala, Singapore, Iceland, Spain, you name it. It's really, really great. And we also have a whole lot of clubs, everything from Cheese Cult to Dungeons and Dragons to Jazz Club. And if you want to start a club, you'll get a lot of support to do that as well. So I want to also talk and emphasize a little bit about our financial aid. So off the bat, every admitted student at Cooper is awarded a half tuition scholarship. So no student will ever pay more than $22,275 towards their tuition. But the majority of students actually pay much, much less. That's because students are reviewed for additional merit award and need-based awards as well. Bottom line is that we will work with you to make sure that Cooper is a viable and affordable option for all admitted students. So a couple notes on our application process. We are test optional for 2023. We really do mean that. We look at all components of the application, but in particular, the engineering essay questions, there's 3, and they're about 250 words or less. They're pretty good prompts. As well as courses, we do require a year of physics and chemistry, and we strongly encourage a year of calculus. So our early decision deadline is on November 1st, and our regular decision deadline is on January 5th. Definitely stay in touch with us. We have virtual information sessions, virtual tours. We're also now hosting on-campus tours as well. We're on Instagram, and please don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. I'll drop my name in the chat. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for the Cooper Union, please put them in the Q&A. Next up, we have Randolph College.
Hello, everyone. Let me get my screen shared here. And sorry. Gotcha. And here we go. Whoops. Sorry about that. But yes, here at Randolph College, we are located in Lynchburg, Virginia, aka Central Virginia is what we like to call it. The school was founded in 1891 as an all-women's school. We went co-ed as of 2007, and that's when we dropped the Randolph-Macon Women's College and became Randolph College. So just a little interesting fact about our background. But yes, again, Central Virginia is where we're located. The biggest thing about us is that we are a small private liberal arts school. So when I say small, I mean small. Student body of about 600 students. The average class size for us is about 12 or 13 students. The school was also ranked number 16 in professor accessibility as of last year. So our professors are very, very responsive, very, very interactive with our students, to say the least. And they're there and they represent their office hours truly. A student faculty ratio of 8 to 1. So yeah, again, that smaller size does come in handy for us. Big thing is 29 majors, 42 minors, with 5 pre-professional programs, pre-law, veterinary engineering, pre-medicine and licensure. Biggest thing for you guys in STEM, obviously, is the engineering side of things. We offer a 3-2 program. Students can come to us, graduate in 3 years, where we'll help you get your basics, your fundamentals of the engineering down, help you get involved in internships, research opportunities, things like that. Graduate with a bachelor's degree in that 3-year span, and then move to one of our 2 partnering schools. One is UVA, the other is WashU of St. Louis. Now, students also have the option to stay with us for 4 years. That's totally fine. Or you can also graduate in the 3 years or the 4 years and move on to whatever graduate program you want to go into as far as the engineering. But again, with those 3-2 program, 2 degrees in 5 years, and you can go into any form of engineering that you would like. We do have 3 graduate programs for ourselves on campus: education, creative writing, coaching, and sports leadership. I would say the biggest change for us here at Randolph is Take 2. So our students are taking 2 courses at a time for 7 weeks at a time, meeting 3 to 4 times a week, and you're off of class on Wednesdays. So there are no classes at all on Wednesdays. So students get a class break, I should say, in the middle of the week. But if I said an off day, professors would kind of be upset. That day is meant for students with those extracurricular activities. So internships, research, clubs, sports. You can get a lot of your time and hours in on those days, on those Wednesdays. So please keep in mind. But again, 3 to 4 times a week, you're still earning 4 credit hours per 7, or excuse me, should I say, instead of 3, you're adding 4, earning 4 credit hours in that 7-week span. So students still graduate in 4 years. You're graduating on time, so don't worry about that in that sense either. After each 7 weeks, exam period, and then the next 7 weeks begins. Be supportive. We have a lot of programs and things like that to help students transition into college. Academic services, transition programs such as Super, the biggest one. And for you guys in STEM, Super is huge because our students come in, actually, they have to apply separately from our app, but it's a pretty simple application. There are requirements that have to be met. They got a certain math score on the SAT if you do take the SAT, but the SAT is optional. But then you have to major in one of the STEM programs. So again, engineering, physics, astronomy, stuff like that, of course. But in the program, you're set up to meet with upperclassmen, professionals, and you can actually come to campus a couple weeks early, earn a college credit, and at the same time, again, meeting those upperclassmen and professionals. But the biggest thing is, on top of that, you earn an outside scholarship. But we do have to have your FAFSA information, and again, you have to apply separately. Being original at Randolph, that's one of our main slogans, if not the main slogan. Each student will have their own path. You create your own story at Randolph. So again, when you come in, because we're smaller, we like for students to kind of get engaged in many different ways. One is being an athlete. We do have athletics on our campus. If you guys are involved or want to be involved, we compete in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, ODAC for short, where we have basketball, soccer, tennis, track, cross country, volleyball, softball, swimming, and the newest sports team is esports. So again, competing in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, Division III, a very high level competition mixed in with some pretty good academic courses on the other side of that. Be an artist. If you want to get creative outside of the STEM, if you're looking at STEM and you want to get creative outside of that, we have different ways: music, dance, theater, arts. You can be a part of the stage crew for our theater programs. You can build for the theater program and things like that. We are also connected with the art gallery in London, so students can intern or study abroad. Be involved. Like I said, 39 clubs on campus. Students can also create their own club if it's not already started. And as long as you have backing by your peers and stuff like that, you can, again, create your own club. Be a part of tradition. We're big on tradition. Even and odds are probably the biggest one on campus, just depending on your grad year. You come in basically, and there's some rivalry stuff going on campus to show where our faculty and staff put on basically a talent show and kind of embarrass themselves a little bit. That's kind of enjoyable or a good laugh. Get beyond a brick wall. Again, I mentioned those study abroad and internship programs. So we want you to get outside of the classroom and do your thing. Again, FAFSA information is the biggest thing. Our FAFSA code is 003734. Apply with us. We are test optional. Transcripts is all you need to complete the app. Again, apply, talk to your admissions counselor. We look forward to seeing you on campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Randolph College, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have University of Pittsburgh.
All right, hello everyone. I am going to be talking a little bit about the University of Pittsburgh, specifically the Swanson School of Engineering, and then I will hand it to my colleague Anna to talk about the School of Computing and Information. So we'll dive right in. We are a mid-sized university. We're located right outside of the city of Pittsburgh. We have about 19,000 undergraduate students. But even though we're mid-size, we do have big culture, big Pitt pride, and a ton of resources to talk about today in STEM. First things first, this is just a tiny bit of bragging. So some of our statistics from publications, I always like to point out we are rated #1 best public university in Northeastern US. If you think about the Northeast, we have some pretty staunch competition in this region. So we are really proud of that. We also are #4 in NIH research, and specifically the School of Engineering is #4 best college for graduating women in engineering, which is a really big deal for us. We do have 36% female students in engineering, which is much higher than the national average. So we are really proud of that. Next, I'll just give you a general overview of what some of our engineering curriculum looks like. We do have 10 different degree programs with a wide range from bioengineering, chemical, civil, computer, lots of different topics. However, we don't make you declare your major until the end of your first year. And this is because we know that as a 16, 17-year-old, you may not know what you want to do for the next 40 plus years of your working life. So we really expose you to all of our different academic offerings, show you what careers in those industries look like before we have you choose. Something else that we have a huge emphasis on in engineering is experiential learning. We actually have an entire office with full-time staff who are dedicated to connecting our students with these opportunities, such as co-op and global experiences. We do have about 50% of our students co-oping at some point during their undergraduate career. This is an opportunity that allows you to get out in the industry and actually have hands-on experience working. You get paid. Our average salary when students are co-oping is about $42,000, which is not too shabby while you're an undergraduate student, and you're also getting credit for your co-op experience. So that's always really popular. We do have about 300 plus connections with different organizations and companies that partner directly with the Swanson School of Engineering to allow students to have these opportunities. We also have about 36% of our students studying abroad, again, much higher than the national average. So we put a huge emphasis on this.
Great, thanks, Joe. So as Joe mentioned, Pitt is a medium-sized school. So that means we have multiple first-year entry schools that you're going to actually apply directly to. So the Swanson School of Engineering is one of them. The School of Computing and Information, otherwise known as SCI or SCI, is another one of them. We're one of the newer first-year entry schools here at Pitt, but that doesn't mean our programs are new. We do have a few new ones, but some of our claim to fame is that our computer science department is one of the oldest in the country. It was originally founded in 1966. And for those of you who might not be familiar with the city of Pittsburgh, it's behind me, and it's definitely become a big tech hub in the past 10 or 15 years. So Google has an office here, Facebook/Meta has an office here, Microsoft, Uber, Duolingo. There's a pretty vibrant tech startup community. So if you're interested in technology, this is a really great place to be. Joe, you can go to the next slide. So these are some of our majors. I would say our flagship are over on the left, computer science and information science. If anyone's not familiar with information science, definitely check it out a little bit more. It's technology, but focusing more on people. We also have a minor in CS, and then we have 2 accelerated programs that would allow you to graduate with both your bachelor's and your master's degree in 5 years rather than the typical 6 years. Joe, you can go to the next slide. What I think is really unique about our program is the emphasis that we place on collaboration and on exploring other interests you might have with that core interests or core skills that you'll have in technology. So these are 4 of what we like to call our boutique majors or joint majors. What we do is we've partnered with a particular department in our liberal arts school here at Pitt. And the way that this DNA of the curriculum works is it's like a Venn diagram. There's some courses that are just relevant to the sky. And then there are some courses that are just relevant to that department in the liberal arts school. But what we're really interested in is what's in the middle and what's shared between the 2. So Comp Bio would focus on tech and biology. Comp Social Science is tech and political science. Data Science is tech and math and statistics. And Digital Narrative and Interactive Design is tech and English. Joe, you can go to the next slide. And just like the Swanson School of Engineering, we're also really big in experiential learning. One of the big things of our program is that we believe that you can and you should use technology to improve the lives of others. So we'll partner with local community partners, whether that be nonprofits or startups or other organizations, and we'll ask them what tech questions or tech problems do they have and what can our students help them with. So there's a matching process where you can get placed with a project as soon as you step foot on campus, regardless of what technical background you might have. Joe, you can go to our last slide. So we would love to talk to you more. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at pitt.admissions@pitt.edu. You can also follow us at our social media channels at Pitt Admissions. And please come visit us on campus. It's a beautiful city, and we also have a lot of virtual events going on as well. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for University of Pittsburgh, please put them in the Q&A. Next up, we have Elizabethtown College.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's Elizabethtown College from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Right here, I'll get to the slide. So becoming a Blue Jay. No other college will engage you in finding and pursuing your life's calling, your life's work, and your most fulfilling future like we do here at Elizabethtown College. We have about 1,900 students currently at our university. We have 24 athletic programs, Division III. We have a 13-to-1 student faculty ratio. We have 106 full-time faculty. We're a top 50 college in Pennsylvania. We have over 76 clubs and counting. We have 100+ minors and concentrations. And 95% of our graduates are employed or seeking graduate school after graduation here at Elizabethtown. And we have 69 undergraduate majors and counting. These are some of our majors right here. We have 8 concentrations in engineering. We have data science, information systems. We have biology. We also have biology education, where you will be teaching 7 to 12 graders. We have chemistry and also chemistry education, where you could also teach 7 to 12 graders. We have many, STEM programs at our school, and we're also adding more and more each year. So at Elizabethtown, even though right now, it could be something you may not have, we may be able to have it within a year or so. Here at Elizabethtown, we love just doing research, internships, field placement, practicums, cross-cultural experiences with our students, community-based learning, capstone courses, projects, and developing your portfolios. Here at Elizabethtown, we have 8 residence housing options. We have a health service center, counseling service center, career services, the learning zone, the well, which is by our new building, the Bauer Center, which is an incredible building that we have for gyms, outdoor courts, think about it and we have it. We have about 7 eating options on campus. That's our sports right here that we have. For us, we have rolling admissions. So if you're thinking about applying here in one of our STEM programs, our application starts August 1st. You could apply on our website or Common App. Once you apply, submitting your official letter of recommendation, official transcript, we'll give you a decision within 2 to 3 weeks. And every student that attends Elizabethtown College gets a merit scholarship ranging from 12 to 18,000, depending on your GPA. We also offer additional scholarships. Our STEM scholarship is a full tuition scholarship that we offer, which is more community-based, meaning what type of community service work you've done and what type of work you've done helping others from different backgrounds. We do have a Mosaic scholarship, which is our diversity scholarship. Here at eTown, you could also visit us at etown.edu/visit. We also are doing sit-ins where you could come and sit in on one of your classes that you're interested in, biology, chemistry, any engineering program, whatever you may be interested in, you could come and sit in on. And here at Elizabethtown College, we love everyone to just live your best life.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Elizabethtown College, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Drexel University.
All right, good evening, everybody. First and foremost, thank you all so much for joining us here tonight. I know you could be doing anything else on this night, and you're taking the next step to learn a little bit more about the college application process. So I know I speak for my peers, but we appreciate it. So with a limited amount of time, we're going to jump right into things. My name is Douglas Ulrich. I am the Associate Director for Recruitment for the College of Engineering at Drexel University. So jumping right into it, Drexel University is a comprehensive research university and experiential learning leader in the great city of Philadelphia. So to say this, I wouldn't be doing it justice, but Philly is our learning and living laboratory. We have the students living out what is essentially our phrase of ambition can't wait from day one right here in Philadelphia. So a little bit more about Drexel. We are a mid to large size university. We have just under 15,000 total undergraduate students. What's nice about that is many of our students are coming from all over. They come from 47 different states and 122 countries. So we have students coming from all over and ending up anywhere that they would like to go. This leads to a pretty impressive alumni global network, which currently exceeds over 150,000 students. So to be able to say that tagline of I am a Drexel Dragon, whether that's current or former, that extends way beyond Market Street in Philadelphia. I know that this is specific about STEM, but we do have over 80 undergraduate majors. And I promise you, if we decided to go into everything that Drexel offers, it would take way longer than 6 minutes. So we'll keep it brief and just specifically to STEM. One of the questions we get often is, with that size of a school, is there the opportunity for me to be known? Yes, there is. Thankfully, our student to faculty ratio is only about 10 to 1, and our median class size is roughly 19 students. I can say that most of our professors are teaching classes for students that are in their 3rd, 4th, or 5th year at Drexel of roughly about 15 or less. So you will have the opportunity to get to know staff and professors alike. Now, again, being specific to STEM, we do have an awful lot of programs that are embedded within STEM, but these are all the different colleges that we have within the university. Again, I work specifically for the College of Engineering. However, much like the university, we do have a undeclared STEM program that students can join from their freshman year. Now, this gives the students the opportunity to be exposed to numerous areas of STEM without having to technically declare. The way that we do that within the College of Engineering is that everybody is essentially taking the same first-year engineering design course to get exposed to different aspects about engineering, and the students do not have to declare until after their first year. Moving right along, though, it's obvious that most of the colleges, all the colleges here, we have strong academics, but we want to make sure that it's not just theory that you're learning here at Drexel, but also putting that theory into practice. So we get beyond the books a little bit. And the first way that we do that is by recognizing that we are a Carnegie Foundation R1 designated university. That's a lot of words. What does that mean? Essentially, it means that of the size of our university and all the universities that are out there, we're doing the most research that we possibly can. And being that we only have 15,000 students, we are punching way above our weight class when it comes to the amount of research. To go along with that, we are a top mid-sized university for innovation impact. Again, a lot of words. What does that mean? I ask you to take a look at the next bullet point. It means that we're doing a lot of things here in the laboratories that we have available. Many of our students are working with other professors and peers to get patents granted within the United States. You'll see that right now we are 54 worldwide for that. Now, that's a lot of things that are going into that, but the way that we make that accessible is from your first year here at Drexel. We have a program that's called the STAR program, or Students Tackling Advanced Research. Now, Drexel is a term system. We have 10-week terms, not 13, 14-week semesters. So there's always something to do. And again, we live that tagline of ambition can't wait. So many of our students are taking five-year programs, and I'll get to that in a moment. But within your first and second year here at Drexel, you have a summer break. If you decide not to take that summer break, you have the opportunity to do this research within the STAR program. So you'll work with a cohort and you'll work with your professors to do some research, potentially get published down the line. Taking that to the next level, we have something that is a little bit more rigorous. That's called the Vertically Integrated Projects Program, or the VIP program. Now, this gives students the opportunity to work vertically. So with students that are maybe second, third, fourth, or fifth year students, maybe they're graduate level students, or maybe they're even PhD level students. So we're working vertically with them, and also integrated. If we go back to the previous slide, you'll notice all the different colleges that are within Drexel. So you have the opportunity to work with them. The best example I can give is think about an Apple Watch. Obviously, we wear an Apple Watch, right? It gives us the opportunity to read metrics, to read vitals just by putting on a watch. Well, what if our students in the Westfall College of Media and Design were like, well, we want to do that, but just with a t-shirt. So maybe they talk to the engineers to create that technology to where maybe they just put on a t-shirt and all of those vitals are still read, but in a much easier functional way. That's what we're doing here at Drexel. But we take that to the next step with that integration of maybe talking with our LeBeau Business School students to say, hey, we have to bring that to market. So our engineering and STEM students are working collaboratively to see the entire engineer design of this is what a company wants. This is what we have to make. Here's how we bring it to market. The next thing that we do of bringing that beyond the books and outside of the classroom is with our cooperative education. Now, I'll talk about the most popular option. That's our 5-year program where students are able to do 18 months or 3 separate co-ops. Now, during these co-ops, you're working within the industry. You're not just shadowing somebody for a day. You're working there almost every day or 5 days a week, and you're earning a paycheck. Most of our students are going to have $20,000 from each and every co-op that they're going to do. What's nice about this is you're working in the industry to figure out what you want to do, but more importantly, what you do not want to do. So being cognizant of time, I want to end on this slide, what our students are doing 1 year after Drexel. 94% of our students are working or enrolled in graduate or professional education. 90% of those students are working within their profession related to the field, and 93% of the students are happy with what they do. So I appreciate you guys all listening. I know there was a lot of information in a short amount of time. I'll put my information below if there's any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Drexel University, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics.
Hello all, my name is Brandon with PIA, the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. My hope and goal tonight is to give you a sneak peek into who we are at PIA, what we're all about, and some of the career paths and destinations that a PIA education can lead to. With that said, PIA is a nonprofit educational institution. We have been in existence since 1929, a rich history of putting students in a position to have successful careers in aviation, aerospace, and robotics. And the way we do that is through our hands-on educational programs, by having students experiencing their education, living out the lessons they learn, by working on actual aircraft, which I absolutely love. Every single one of our campuses has our own hangar where we have Learjet, North American Sabreliner, Rolls-Royce jet engines, where students get to actually work on this while in our program, spending about 70% of the time over there living out those lessons, which we find not only prepares them properly for the industries I mentioned, but also has them thoroughly enjoy their educational process at PIA. PIA graduates are qualified to work on planes, jets, drones, rockets, helicopters, blimps, and it doesn't end there. If you want more information, I have that QR code right there, as well as that web browser link that you can type in at any time, screenshot whether you're watching me live or in a recorded version. But if it moves mechanically, PIA graduates are qualified to work on it, whether it be locomotives, roller coasters, the industries of robotics, ships, subs. So many different areas to explore, not only in the umbrella of aeronautics, but even beyond, which is nice to have those options for our grads. Speaking of our grads, PIA graduates have gone on to work at NASA, SpaceX, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, American Airlines, Piedmont Airlines, so many different career destinations and paths. And you can find all of that at our website right there, pia.edu/career services. I share that because they can serve as inspiration and motivation for some career paths that you might not have been aware of that you want to go after while entering into our program. Some of the top employers from our Pittsburgh campus: Mitsubishi Aircraft, Endeavor Air, Air Methods. And what I'd love to do now is kind of give you a sneak peek what it looks like to be a student at PIA. As I mentioned, our students learn on actual aircraft, but instead of simply tell you, I will show you. We have small class sizes, nothing wrong with it. We're not your traditional large four-year university. We have a 17-to-1 student-teacher ratio, students working in small groups, in small projects, whether it be on the avionics side, the aviation maintenance side, all the different aspects, learning the past of aviation so they can understand the present and build, dream up, or work on the future of these amazing industries. Also, by all means, check us out on social media. I love our Instagram. It serves as a visual course catalog of some of the aircraft that our students work on, some of the projects, as well as some amazing alumni spotlights, like I mentioned, where our grads go to work that could serve as motivation for you as they're just a few steps ahead. We are the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics, but in the 2000s, we began to expand out due to the extreme demand of students wanting to come to PIA and the industry need for technicians. So we have a branch campus in Youngstown, Ohio, Hagerstown, Maryland, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. At PIA, we offer two programs: aviation maintenance technology and aviation electronics technology, more commonly referred to as avionics. Our aviation maintenance technology program culminates in students having a chance to test for and obtain their FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, airframe and power plant certification, the credential that allows them to legally be able to work on aircraft and anything I mentioned. That is offered as a 16-month certification program at any of our branch campuses, as well as a 21-month associate and specialized technology degree program offered at our Pittsburgh main campus. We also do have our avionics program, only offered at our Pittsburgh main campus, culminating in students getting their Federal Communication General Radio Telephone Operator's License, that special credential that allows them to work on the brains of the aircraft. If aviation maintenance is the brawn, wings, landing gear, propulsion systems, avionics is the brains, flight control, radar, navigation. And for the right student, we do also offer a dual ticket program that can be completed in 33 months. At PIA, we train aviation maintenance technicians. Their job is to make sure aircraft are mechanically safe to fly. Great industry to get involved in, with an average industry salary of about $66,000. Huge amount of opportunity, prestige, and demand. Some of the demand right now, 63% of the industry is over 50 years old. So huge gap for not only getting into the industry, but quickly advancing. Some projections by Boeing on the amount of positions that will come out over roughly the next 20 years, as well as the prestige of the industry, where even on May 24th, it's actually AMT Day, a day to celebrate, whether it be commercial aviation, aerospace, cargo, all the way that aviation maintenance technicians benefit humanity, the world, society in general as a whole. Fun little add-on our students get to do. And all four of our campuses send a team, and it's coming up. Check us out on YouTube if you're watching this live. The end of April, the aerospace maintenance competition in Dallas. Our students get to go and compete and really show off their skills, just like a theater student would on the stage or an athlete would on the sports field. This is a STEM student's opportunity while in our program to show their skills off, have our entire campus and their family cheer them on. Whether it be the micro scholarship for trade education, a great opportunity. One specific to PIA, Piedmont Airlines, if a student agrees to work for them for 2 years out of school at our Myrtle Beach or Hagerstown campus, they'll actually cover their entire tuition. I would love to have our amazing admissions team answer any questions you have, invite you to a tour and open house, talk to you further about the Piedmont tuition reimbursement program, or any questions you may have. You could actually scan that QR code or just type in pia.edu/learn more for more information. If you're someone who likes to work with your hands, doesn't want that traditional 9-to-5 office job, and really wants to get that hands-on education in an accelerated timeline, I think PIA should absolutely be on your radar. We heard from a lot of amazing institutions tonight, and I commend each and every one of you for taking the time to explore your options and know what is available to you next. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics, please put it in the Q&A. All right, my representatives, if you can all join me via video, I'd love to see your beautiful faces. Hello, hello, hello. All right. I have a very, very important question for you all. You are the experts. So my question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your STEM programs? And we're just going to go in presentation order. So the Cooper Union, if you would love to kick it off.
Sure. I would emphasize that it really is about project-based and experiential learning. So the emphasis is there under really close faculty and peer and upperclassmen supervision. I think that's what I would like to emphasize about the program.
Awesome. Thank you. Randolph College.
Yes, I think the biggest thing to remember for our STEM programs is how interactive they are. Extremely, with the smaller class size of about 12, you're right in front of your professor on a daily basis. You're engaged with them every day, and a little more consistently with that Take-Two system. So remember that you can get extremely hands-on with this, and it extends outside the classroom and post-grad as well.
Thank you so much. University of Pittsburgh.
Sure. So I would say our distinctive advantage is that we are located in Pittsburgh. It's a city that's a leader in engineering, technology, and robotics, where industry leaders are actually seeking out our Pitt students because we have an excellent reputation, not only in the city of Pittsburgh, but also nationally. So there's a lot of ways to engage with those organizations.
Thank you. Elizabethtown.
Our STEM programs offer hands-on learning, co-ops for engineering, cadaver labs, performance labs on campus. So we offer a ton of things for our students, and we work with our students one-on-one to help our students graduate and put them in perfect jobs for what they're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you. Drexel.
Yeah, I think for Drexel University, it has to be the co-op to have the opportunity to either have 6 to 18 months of co-op experience working in the industry, essentially 5 days a week for that time that you're in there and getting paid for it, whether it's in the city of Philadelphia or somewhere else. I think it's just an exceptional opportunity for our students to have hands-on experience, both in the labs at Drexel, but also in the industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics.
I think it would have to be that while in our programs, you're getting to work on actual aircraft and aviation equipment, as I mentioned earlier. And the fact that in 16 or 21 months, depending on the program, you not only get your education or training, but you get that FAA or FCC credential, putting you in a position to not only have a successful career, but really have many options in front of you for your future.
Fantastic. Thank you all so much for sharing. You all are the experts. And you know what? I learned a thing or two as well. So thank you so much for being here and for what you all do. My participants, it is also extremely important that you all took the time to be here as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, I told you in the very beginning, this is an appetizer session and time flies when you're having a good time. So we are at the end. With that said, after you close out this window, a very quick 5-question survey will appear. We put the words very quick on the screen for a reason. It is very quick. So please give us some feedback. We really would appreciate it. Please sign up for more sessions. This is one out of many college presentations that are offered. And remember, if you do want to relive the fun, since we had so much fun this evening, a recording will be available at strivescan.com/launch. With that said, you all, again, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great night. Bye, everybody.